is Noel. Welcome to my basement. So I just wanted to do a couple of videos for you to help you in your workshops. One of them is just really to talk about what this thing developmental evaluation is. So I'm not a measurement and evaluation person. The folks there at the training are much better, far more knowledgeable on that. But I am a systems person, right? And I do understand complex systems and can apply that to a variety of things. And so what's really attractive to me about developmental evaluation is it changes the way we normally think about measurement and evaluation. Like, so you all, if you've done any international development project, you know the log frame, right? I have a 3-year project. In the first quarter, here's how many members I'm going to get, and by the first year, here's how many success stories or whatever else you're supposed to capture and measure in every event. Here's what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to magically plan that out before you start your project. And maybe if you're, doing, say, ag distribution, and it's, a variety of clear knowables, it might work. But in our world, how is Thailand going to be in 3 years from now? Who knows? But it's going to dramatically affect what East Asia does in response to that, right? So there is no way from a systems perspective, if we're talking about complex systems, you can know very far into the future. Even if something like weather, where they spend millions of dollars, the best they can get is 5 days, right? And after that, it's it's really, they're just taking your seasonal data. So what we're able to do instead is think about, we have a goal, right? The network has a goal, and each of the regions have this goal state, right? And we all say it differently, but it's something about, either strengthening the civic space in the region, rolling back challenges to civic space, and informing people of the rights, whatever that is, in your region and how you all talk about it. So if you have this goal state, and then you design a series of experiments, right? The question is, can you learn from those, right? So each experiment, in our case, they're funded activities, right? I don't use this term measurement and evaluation. From innovation, I use more experimentation and learning. And so for every funded activity we have in the network, wherever the money comes from, Tide, Civicus, Counterpart, wherever, what we're doing now is looking at having just a brief set of planning questions at the front end of the activity and reflection questions in the back end. And here's why. So we have this goal state in mind, and now we're planning an event. It could be an innovation lab, civic innovation fair, what have you. And we have some goals in mind based on doing that are hopefully going to move us towards this endpoint that we want. Some of them may be on the network development side, connecting civic technologists with legal advocates or something like that. And others may be really trying to solve, hard problems. So, for instance, we have this issue of how can we help human rights defenders when they've been brought in for questioning, right? And that's a different problem in East Africa than it is in Egypt, than it is, in East Asia, right? How do you develop trust between legal advocate networks with human rights defenders and technologists who can think through solutions? So we really can't, design our magical solution in a log frame, but we can do these different experiments in each region. And if we do them in a way that each region can learn from them, now we can get somewhere real special. So in our case, we're not doing measurement and evaluation in a log frame for a donor. What we're doing is a set of inquiry questions on the front end and the back end of every activity as a blog post on our platform, right, on innovationforchange.net. And so the idea there is really, let's say you have this innovation lab, here's what we hope to get out of it, here's the problems we're trying to address, this is why we're bringing these people together, and ideally, this is going to move our vision forward in the following ways. And so you have the event. And then afterwards, you do some reflection questions. And if it's a A 3-month capability, again, you're doing one on the front end and very brief set 3 months later. So it's not a heavy lift. But afterwards, you're whatever period of time you're saying, we thought we were going to get this out of it, and we did. We were able to make better connections with the network, but wow, this totally new problem came up, and this is something we need to address, and here's how maybe we need to course correct our actions moving forward with either future investments, future network opportunities. Right, so it's something that now allows you the opportunity to really think through how you're going to get towards your goal, but more importantly, you're doing it in this area that's in our shared space, so all network members can take a look at it and they can respond to it and they can learn as well, right? And this really helps us think through how we can make this cross-regional sharing thing work. So to me, this approach, if we do it well, really applies both to developing the network, making the connections that you need to be successful to meet this goal, but also designing these innovation processes, right? It works for both. And I'll do another video sort of walking through that in detail, but hopefully this at least gives you my thinking for this. To me, the big takeaway is we got out of doing the log frame, right? We don't have to do that. And instead, we can actually learn from our activities in sort of this shared network space, and that's really exciting to me. But it's really all about how this operationally works for you all. So thank you.